Okay, this is going to go over how to install the getting started steps on a Mac and installing Visual Studio. So if you have a Mac, if you're a Mac user, you will need to follow these steps here, which I suggest using what's called VirtualBox, which allows you to run Windows operating system within a Mac environment. Because for the programs we're creating this semester, you have to have a Windows 10 environment. But I'll walk you through how to do it. And then also you'll download the Windows 10 ISO, which I'll walk you through both right now. So on the VirtualBox recommended way, I'm going to click on this link here. I'm not going to read everything on this web page. I'm just going to show you how to do it. There's a download virtual from Oracle I'm going to click on. And again, if you're a Mac user, you're going to click on this OS X host, download that, and install it onto your Mac. When you do install it, you need to make sure and allow, you'll get prompted on your Mac during the install to allow the app to install through the security panel in settings. But just follow the steps and you'll be fine. What it'll do basically is the software itself will tell you to do that, but I'll show you on my Mac here where it'll send you to. On the security and privacy setting, it's going to send you to the general page to allow an app to come through. And you'll basically have to click on, if you have your Mac to where it's locked down for password, you'll basically have to, there'll be an open button right here, or an allow button, I'm sorry, right here where my mouse is circling, that you'll have to allow the Oracle app to be downloaded. And the Oracle app is the VirtualBox app. It's created by a company called Oracle. So download and install that. Second thing you want to do is don't click on this link here for the Windows 10 ISO. It'll take you there eventually, but the quickest way is to go back to the instructions I give in one task. There is a virtual 10 download Windows 10 ISO. Click on that. Then select the edition, Windows 10, confirm, English language, confirm. Then I suggest downloading the 64-bit edition. Once you download that, it's going to send it to your download folder on your Mac, and it should look like the one I've just highlighted. The Win10 underscore, I'm not going to read all that, .iso. All right, it's going to download that. So once you have that downloaded, you have VirtualBox installed. This is what VirtualBox looks like once it's installed. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. You're going to click the new button, and you can pause this video, by the way, because I'm going to go quickly through it. So if you need to pause it and do it on your Mac, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and name it first. You have to name your virtual machine. I'll do Windows 10 Spring 2020. You can just type in Windows 10, it's fine. For the machine name, leave whatever it has there, which it should put in there for you. Windows type or the operating type is Microsoft Windows, and the version should be Windows 10 64-bit. All right. Make sure yours looks like mine. The only difference you can have on yours is the name can be different than what I have on mine. If you want to just put Win10 or Windows 10, that's fine. Then you'll click continue. I've got quite a bit of memory on this Mac, but you need probably about, I would recommend at least 8 gigs of RAM, which is 8,000 megabytes. Okay. If you can't put 8,000 megabytes, it will run, I believe, on as low as 4,000 megabytes, but I recommend 8 if you can on your Mac. If you can't, again, 4,000 megabytes should work as well. Click continue. This screen talks about setting up a hard disk. Leave it whatever size it is, which should be 50 gigs is what it's going to use. Create a virtual hard disk. Click create. This next is hard disk type. Leave it as it is, which is VDI, VirtualBox Disk Image. Click Continue. On the storage disk, dynamically allocated should be checked. Don't change anything. Click Continue. Leave this screen alone as well and click Create. Next, you'll click on Settings, and we need to go into the storage module, and we're going to go down to where it says Empty and click on that. The first one here, by the way, is the virtual hard drive it created for you on your Mac. The second is we're going to select that .iso file that you downloaded, the Windows ISO file. So what you'll do is select empty, go over here to the little blue circle, click on that, and it should have in there for you already that ISO. If it doesn't, you can actually select choose a disk file and then manually go out and grab it like I just did in my downloads folder. Now that's selecting to my downloads folder to that ISO file. So click OK. Now I'm ready to click Start. It says, please select a virtual optical disk. It should already select it for you. Then click Start. And now it's starting up from that ISO file. It's basically like a DVD in a computer is what it's doing. The screen initially will be pretty small until it goes through the install process here. And what I suggest, instead of trying to monkey with the size of the window, just leaving it the same size it is right now. And the language should be English, time and running format English, and keyboard is US. Click Next, and then click the Install Now button. And what it's doing now is going through and installing Windows 10. It says there's Activate Windows. I click on I do not have a product key. Select Windows 10 Home is fine. Click Next. Click I accept. Click Next. Click the bottom one where it says Custom Install, and it should highlight the only place to install it, which is Disk 0. Should already be selected. Click Next. Now it's copying the files, installing the operating system Windows 10 into your virtual operating system. And I'm going to pause the podcast and come back when it's done. Okay, mine should about be done, I think. It's restarting now. It installed, now it's restarting. It should now boot up into Windows 10. And if you click on the View menu while it's booting up, you can actually go to the scaled mode is one I like. And then click Switch. What this allows you to do is literally go to the bottom right of the corner of the screen, and you can literally resize that window of that operating system to be a little bit bigger. Bigger or little as you want to. I try to make sure it's as square as I can get it, because you'll notice when I go wider than it is high, it kind of morphs the screen a little bit. You'll see in a second. When you get these little pop-ups here about guest OS supporting whatever, um, just click X on those. Okay, we're almost there, it looks like. The little circle, I believe, is
Hi there. I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
A lot like Amazon Alexa, Cortana.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen. If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on Narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
Okay.
Your region is set to the United States. Is that right?
Click yes. Yes on the US
Your keyboard is set to US. Want to stick with that?
Yes.
Do you also type with another keyboard layout?
Skip. And this whole setup process we're doing here.
Now we have some important setup to do.
You don't have to do once. I'm going to pause the podcast while this is running here. Okay, here's where you'll create your account. You can click on the create your account button and create your account. I already have one, so I'm going to go ahead and type in mine. When you create an account, you'll have to go to your email to authenticate it, make sure it's you. So it takes a few minutes to create the account, but not too long. Okay, now it's signing in with the Microsoft account. And I use
Want to set up a PIN?
Yes. Setting up a PIN now. Let's create a PIN. Yes. And enter in a 4-digit PIN that you can use to log into your computer from this point on. If your mouse doesn't move really good, you can actually just use your tab key and enter keys as well.
These are the settings Microsoft recommends. Go ahead and review them and select Accept when you're ready.
I would just accept this as it is. Don't change anything.
Based on the activities you choose here, you'll get a personalized experience as you set up your device.
And for this, you can just click skip.
Now let's link your phone and PC using a Microsoft app that can work some magic between your devices. We'll send you a text to get everything set up. Just type your phone number and press send.
And you can skip that or do it later.
Want to automatically save files and photos to OneDrive for some added peace of mind?
Only save to this PC. No thanks on the 365.
Your PC comes with a free 1-month trial of Hey, look, that's me, Cortana. Can I have permission to use the info I need to do my best work?
Accept it.
Almost done now. We just need to get a few more things polished up for you, and Windows will be all yours. Looking forward to helping out.
Okay. While that's doing its job, I'm going to pause the video again and come back when it is done with this process. Okay. Do I want to allow the PC to discover other PCs on the network? Yes. Maybe later on Microsoft Edge. And now Windows 10 has been completely installed. Now what you'll do is I recommend downloading Chrome into Windows 10 here. You can just search the built-in browser, which is Edge. Go to Chrome, Google, search for Chrome on Microsoft Edge and download the latest version of Chrome. And then you will go back to our course instructions to download the Visual Studio Community Edition. But before you download a Community Edition, what I suggest to do is go and install Chrome on the new Windows 10 and VirtualBox. Go to Eagle inside of Chrome, log in, and then follow the steps in the new Windows 10 environment on your Mac using VirtualBox and Windows 10. And then you'll follow the steps in our course underneath installing steps Visual Studio Community Edition. This is going to be will redirect to a Windows download that you'll install on your computer, your virtual computer, and then all the lessons and everything will look just like it does on the videos. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to shut down a virtual session, just like you would a real computer. Shut down, and then I'm gonna show you how to start it up again as well, one time. Okay, so let's try to. Oh, the other thing I'll mention, when you have VirtualBox open here in your Mac dock here, make sure and click on it and go to Options, Keep in Dock. Okay. Once you're shut down, you'll basically, to start it again, you can double click this icon, your Windows icon here on the left, like mine's called Windows 10, where you can click this, select it, and click the Start button. When this comes up, it tells you it's going to go into scale mode. If you want to get outside of scale mode, you can hit the left command key on your Mac and get out of that. So I'm going to click switch. And it should prompt you for your PIN that you entered in, the 4-digit PIN that you entered in, or how many digits you used. Say yes. Go through and set those up. Reboot again. And this just helps the VirtualBox additions just help things run smoother in the VirtualBox environment. And again, the view I like is the one that's in there right now, which is a scaled mode. That's what I usually leave mine in. I don't go into full screen mode usually. I just stay in the scale mode. It's easier to go back and forth between that and your Mac if you need to. So once this boots up successfully, which it just did, I logged in. I'm going to go ahead and one last time shut down. And that concludes the tutorial on installing Windows 10 on a MacBook or an iMac. So hope that helped. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or text.